Acknowledge.
Good morning. Today is October 3rd, and this is the regularly scheduled meeting of the Committee on Council. I am Andrea Boone, chair of this committee, and I would like to welcome everyone who has joined us this morning. To my left is the Honorable Amir Faroki, the Honorable Matt Westmoreland, and the Honorable Vice Chair Mary Norwood. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda? Moved by the Honorable Mary Norwood, seconded by the Honorable Matt Westmoreland. Please open the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. The agenda has been adopted.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes? Moved by the Honorable Matt Westmoreland, seconded by the Honorable Amir Faroki. Please open the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. The minutes have been approved.
Is there a motion to adopt the full council agenda? Moved by the Honorable Vice Chair Mary Norwood, seconded by the Honorable Matt Westmoreland. Please open the vote.
The vote is open. Will everyone please vote? The vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. The full council agenda is adopted.
Mr. Johnson, do we have any public speakers this morning?
Yes, Madam Chair. We have Brother Anthony Muhammad.
Welcome. Yes, sir.
I notice sometimes they don't have it on. But I thank you. I am that I am, Negas, King of Kings, committed indigenous antiquity, spiritual being. I command the ancestors. I command our ancestors to teach spiritual energies for my soul consciousness every day. And I'm not a believer of the Roman Catholic Church religion, Christianity in your Bibles from Genesis to Revelation. Not one human person, not one, was born from a woman womb canal. I come down to talk about the idea of red hot city, Atlanta, housing, race, and exclusion in the 21st century. Why would you have someone speak about housing? Because we have a problem with the darker hue. The majority of people in the city still are the committed indigenous people of North America. Why should we have the people living on the street? Why should we have not the voice like we have from this professor at Georgia State? He said very clearly, red hot city, housing, race, and exclusion in the 21st century, Atlanta, and how the handling of the major events in 1996 when Miss Shirley Franklin was a mayor. We started then with gentrification. But look what we got going on here today. City of Atlanta, let's make sure Atlanta is a place everyone can call home. You had council member Miss Adrian, Miss Norwood, has said in this same committee, Miss Boone, why don't we have the evaluation of ACAI? Come here every 3 months at least to give us the evaluation of what they're doing. This was installed in 1994 by Miss Shirley Franklin. Right today, you don't have a committee that is actively serving the interests for housing of the women and children you find on the street. You're going to have laws initiated, but you're not going to carry them out. But as I said earlier this year, Miss Mary Norwood made it very clear when she came back. She had interest for Buckhead, generate $14 billion for Atlanta, and she wanted something to be done about the crime. And Mayor Dixon and you council member voted legislation. Why don't y'all do something for housing? You got this Caucasian talking about the problem with the housing in Atlanta. You got people living on the street. You got people can't afford it, and they're your ancestors. Why do I talk about the ancestors until we recognize it's a spiritual war today, and the spiritual war is for the woman to recognize her position, Miss Boone, Miss Norwood, to represent good and speak up for those that are not able to do for themselves. That's what Brother Muhammad come down here to and talk to you all about, Mr. Lewis, and I appreciate what you've been doing. Miss Boone, you know you have, you did thing for me. But I greet you as I did not. In the words of the ancestor, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. So it is. Assalamu alaikum. Mayat, Matriarch, Hotep. Thank you.
Thank you. We have been joined by the Honorable Antonio Lewis, District 12. Mr. Johnson, will you please sound item 1?
Madam Chair, may we take items number 1 and 2 together as a block, if there's no objection from the committee?
Please proceed.
Section G, Communications. Item number 1, 22C 5144, a communication from council members Howard Shook, District 7, Mary Norwood, District 8, and Matt Westmoreland, Post 2 at large, appointing Mr. Michael Golden to serve as a member of the Atlanta Urban Design Commission in the lawyer category. This appointment is for a term of 3 years. Item number 2, 22C 5151, a communication from council members Howard Shook, District 7, Mary Norwood, District 8, and Matt Westmoreland, Post 2 at large, reappointing Mr. Earl Young to serve as a member of the Water and Sewer Appeals Board. This appointment is for a term of 3 years to begin retroactively on October 1st, 2021, and expire September 30th, 2024.
This item has been motioned for approval by the Honorable Matt Westmoreland, seconded by the Honorable Andrea Boone. Please open the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. These items are found favorable. We have one item coming off of held. Item number 4, 22-01700. An ordinance by council members Andrea L. Boone, Jason Winston, Amir Faroki, Byron D. Amos, Jason Dozier, Liliana Bakhtiari, Alex Wan, Howard Shook, Mary Norwood, Dustin Hillis, Marcy Collier Overstreet, and Antonio Lewis as substituted by Committee on Council, adopted by the virtue of the authority of the Municipal Home Room Act of 1965, Section 36-35-31B, as amended as required by further authority of the Georgia Official Code of Georgia, Section 36-35-4.1, so as to amend Section 5-201 of the Charter of the City of Atlanta, Georgia, as amended by striking in its entirety Appendix 1, thereto relating to the boundaries of council districts, and inserting in lieu thereof a new Appendix 1, adopting the new official council districts maps with related population support summary report, a plan components report, and the boundary description of council districts 1 through 12 as required by the City of Atlanta Charter, Section 5-202, following the 2020 United States decennial census to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes.
This item has been motioned to be approved by the Honorable Matt Westmoreland, seconded by the Honorable Antonio Lewis. Please open the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. This item is favorable. This item will go before full council for a second reading, first adoption. Madam Chair, that concludes our legislative items for today.
To my colleagues, do you have any other questions, comments, or announcements? This meeting has been adjourned. Thank you.